Yeah. We're in the age of iron, far away from science. We're pain to find them, Hennessy asylum. So much pain inside them. Wasn't raised for triumph, only raised for violence. By the way, we dying. Threw away with guidance, they threw away the science. So much rage inside them, they grew to hate the giants. Study ways to fry them, so much shade inside them. They grew to slay the giants, that's a major triumph. We in some ways confiding, the last days unwinding. In the days complying, with the ways of tyrants. And every way defiant of the ways of Zion. We in the age of iron, in them days unwinding. Yeah, the rays be shining, showing ways of guidance. Yeah, sage and shaman can get paid for rhyming. Either get rich or in the grave for trying. They show where blaze of tridents, causing waves of violence. And every way they trying to praise Poseidon. Look away denying, but can't say we lying. The age of apologists, age of apocalypse, age of the opposites. Fly away.
Where you going? A sweater.
Superstar, what the fuck have you created, man? We cross the Pacific, Atlantic as ours, the force of the mystic, the planet is ours, mechanical powers that slammed into towers, botanical gardens, we planted the flowers. The hour, the hands that empower, more diesel than plants of the sour, more lethal than grams of the powder, expanding my power, no people programming my hour. Finest in traffic with traffickers, trafficking finance and fabrics, designers is African, Shriners is Arabic, 44 Mavericks, 24 carat drip, 42 savage shit, always some savages, slaves to the lavishness, say we the Africans, pages of avarice, age of the activists, waving the magic stick, ways of the Nazareth, raising up Lazarus. Red stones on my red throne, bread thrown at these red bones, in a red rose with the red robe. Feds probe when them heads roll, with the blue steel on the blue moons, hot as blue flames, doing blue shrooms, got the blueprints, leaving blues clues, all this blue money that I blew through. I am a king, I am a scholar, I am from royalty, I am T'Challa, Wakanda forever, Killmonger forever, I'm true to Shambhala, I'm new to Kabbalah.
Alright, gotta cut that short. If y'all want to get the album, please go to Twin the Album. We'll be putting that out on 4/4. Alright, you know I can't give y'all the whole rundown right now, but yeah, the album is fire. We done put our elbow in it. That's a double disc, you know what I'm saying? For anybody that's concerned, that's a whole lot of red and blue pill. So Twin the Album, that project is coming on 4/4. You know, I was slaving the whole winter putting that together. Shout out to Blue Pill. Shout out to the executive producer Cambada. Shout out to all of the producers. Shout out to everybody that has worked with us. Shout out to A.A. Rashid. Shout out to my brother Lighthouse. Who else was instrumental? Shout out to Brother Rich. You know what I mean? There's a few people that has something to do with that. Salute to everybody that has something to do with that. My bro Dre in Connecticut. Yeah, it's all in popping. What's good, y'all? This is another installment of Melanin Mondays. You know, I had to get on into this broadcast before midnight. Yeah, we're gonna chop up some game tonight. We're gonna talk about some things. Twin the Album is where you could pre-order. Twin the Album. All right, we're selling a deluxe edition, and I believe we have a regular edition as well. But it's a double album, and it's coming with a lot of treats and whatnot. So go and support that. Salute to everybody that supported Scorpion King. Salute to everybody that supported Holy Ghost. That's Cambada and Brother Rich's album. Salute to everybody that supported Dog Food. That's A.A. Rashid's album. You know, we're doing what we could do for the culture. You dig what I'm saying? We're doing what we could do for the culture, you know, and it's a beautiful thing. You feel me? The ability to tap into your artistry and share that with the world. I got people that stop me in the streets like, yo, that Road to Wakanda. That shit's fire. Let me see if we got Road to Wakanda. We might play a little bit of Road to Wakanda while we wait for the people to fill into the rooms and whatnot. I don't know. Let me see if I got Road to Wakanda. You know? But some of y'all haven't. Oh, we got Road to. We're gonna play Road to Wakanda. Just like y'all come in. You know what I'm talking about? Just let y'all just, you know, get something to drink. You know what I mean? Light one up.
For my little niggas in the streets, I had to spit it to them. That ain't me, that's a nigga in his living room. You expecting the wall to catch him on tour, sing in a different tone. If I fuck around and give it to him, you in and up, in them tunes, I'm in them up, in them tones. Crip keeper, big reaper, coming out of each speaker. Cocktails, composed of oxtails, different rooms, cheap reapers, sending smoke signals like Indians, like me and Sentians. Let's be abundantly clear, we stunt in this year, eclipse in these pussies till sun disappear. Let me sum up this here, good commandment in one quote, swallow pride, leaves you with lump approach or dumb quotes, or get you booked like Cannon with the cutthroat. All this ice bringing me heat. You can look but don't reach or come close, or get cooked with these cannons. In these streets, yo, my gun go rat-a-tat-tat like a drum show. Act with back fast, yo, don't run slow. Blast to the backs when the pump go. Run, Ricky, run, cause all hell is about to unfold. Solid as a rock like Ashford and Simpson. Talk about the real one, you the last one is mentioned. We was in the field with the last of the henchmen. You was in the house and your ass was with Vincent. Abu Dhabi, I was raised on Bobby. We in the last days, they betrayed Mugabe. The wave has got me, I'm focusing. We never was supposed to win. Took $1 billion out the stores like the Olsen twins. 93 Palladium, 92 Stadium. The legend Red Pill, yeah, bottles of Excedrin. Nosebleeds like 11, rosaries like the Reverend. Overseas with my brethren in an upside down world. Off-white dark forces, upside down crosses, etherical nooses, strangle while dreaming, quantum entangled with angels and demons, 44 racks on the talismans, major keys of the Solomon. We the children of a lesser god, made in the image of Joe Samard. Slow your horses, show your sources, know your forces. Corpus delicti, corporate neckties, Corsican pirates took courses in Bed-Stuy.
We just trying to restore the feeling, man. We just trying to restore the feeling. Don't judge me. You dig what I'm saying? We're just trying to restore the feeling. You know, we about that guy hop. We don't necessarily do the mumble rap and whatnot. Salute to all my mumble rappers. You know, we fuck with you. We understand your plight. You know what I mean? We merely rock with you sometimes. But there's a large amount of our people out there that want that hip hop. They want that boom bap. They want bars. You know what I mean? They want lyrics and whatnot. I know that I want lyrics sometimes. So, you know, we're bringing that New York sound. The album that me and Blue Pill put together, you know, it's going to be very dark, but not in a way where it's going to be ignorant or anything. It's just going to reflect two energies. You got the red energy, which is, you know, it's like the root chakra energy, that red energy, you know, like the bottom of the map, that base energy. And then you got the blue pill. He got that blue energy, you know what I mean? That crown chakra energy. So we got to give you everything in between. So you'll see us juxtapose both of our energies and both of our styles in the project. You know what I mean? We're not tree hugging. We didn't come to save the black race on this album. I apologize in advance. You know, we'll it's just going to be very street orientated. You know what I mean? Because that's where we're at right now. I mean, black men are at war. You know what I mean? The black race is at war. So, you know, we can't do We Are the World in this installment. I apologize in advance. You know what I mean? Love and light to everybody that's out there. But yeah, that's what it is. There's a lot of stuff going on. I did a Melanin Mondays last week. Blue Pill was my guest. He logged in. We did it through his portal on Facebook. He logged in, and when I went to take the video off, I don't know, he had a setting on it. It was private, so I couldn't download it. So I wasn't able to upload Melanin Mondays to YouTube. All right. But when I get it, when we're able to break that lock that they have on it, we'll be able to either put it on Patreon. Shout out to all of my Patreon. Y'all the best. You know what I'm saying? You know how Khaled say we the best? Well, you niggas are the best. You know what I mean? I love y'all. I appreciate all of my Patreons. Y'all definitely, not only do y'all believe in the vision, but you're putting your money behind the vision. You know what I mean? And that's very important. You know, one day I might have billionaire patrons, but it means nothing. I'll always remember the Patreons from these days. You know what I mean? The ones who were with me today. So if we don't put it on the Patreon, we'll upload it to YouTube as a bonus and whatnot. But I want to start out talking about the STEPHON CLARKS situation. If anybody's been on my Instagram, you know I put up a post yesterday. Hey Letitia, hey, and it went viral. You know what I mean? A lot of people were commenting on it, and I would understand why, because it was controversial on purpose. I made it like that because I wanted the people to engage. It's all about engaging when you're online. One of the keys that they teach you when you're studying social media is the engagement. You want to engage. You just don't want to post suicidal thoughts, and you know what I mean. You just don't want to put the selfie and whatnot where you're looking in the phone and whatnot. You want to have conversations, especially if you have 20 to 30,000 people who are quote unquote following you. I don't consider anybody a follower. You know, y'all just fuck with the page. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why Zuckerberg and these motherfuckers is calling people followers, but that's like a slight. That word is a slight if you want to ask me. But yeah, y'all just riding with the red. You know what I mean? Y'all riding with the wave. And I was offended when the tides suddenly turned on STEPHON CLARKS. You know what I mean? Once it was revealed that he was a coon, okay? And what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna talk crazy about the recently deceased, because I study, you know, I'm into the spiritual realm, you know what I mean? And I understand that you are supposed to allow certain spirits, certain, you know what I mean, when people are murdered or when they're lynched, like not when somebody went out on an old age. You know how the Godfather collapsed in his garden and shit? No, we're not talking about dying of old age. We're talking about when you get lynched, you know, like when they hung our brothers and sisters back in the days and they cut their phallus off, you know what I mean? And they shot them up. There was some lynching accounts. Brother Sanetta used to bring out a book called Without Sanctuary. And inside of the book is a book of postcards, but the postcards are all lynchings. So he brought out a book called Without Sanctuary, and we read some of the lynching stories. There was a story about a lynching that took place where they shot the man so many times he exploded in pieces. They riddled him with bullets to the point where his body basically was in pieces. So when I see lynchings like that, now, what if somebody went into his house and they saw a journal and he was like, yeah, I don't like black niggas. You know what I mean? This is a black man that got lynched. But when they go and pack up his stuff and his belongings, somebody got in his journals, because nowadays when somebody dies, they do something called scrubbing your Facebook or your social profile. When they scrub your profile, that means they go back into your profile and they read all of your thoughts. That's like cracking open somebody's diary. You know what I'm saying? Look at my diary. My diary is real thick. Nah, I'm just playing. This is an encyclopedia. You know, the youngins don't know about this. This was our Wikipedia. This was our Google when I was young. All right, niggas used to stunt with these facts. Like, we used to stunt. We used to carry these in our book bags. This is before Wikipedia, okay? Niggas didn't have Wikipedia and Google. You had to go into the book. Corinthians, page, passage. You just name something, I'll pull it up. Corinthians, Leviticus 29. So they go into your journal and they read your personal thoughts. That's what social media has become. You're expressing your personal thoughts for the world to see. So it come to find out that personally, this man didn't love himself. And I'm not going to get all into, you know, the psychology behind a 22-year-old who lives in Sacktown. Shout out to Sacktown, we're gonna talk about the significance of Sacktown and Killmonger and Black Panther in a minute. And yeah, you had the whole encyclopedia. Yo, this is where bookcases came from. They used to go into school, right? They used to go into your school and they would have your mama and them order the whole collection. Niggas used to stunt with the whole bookcase filled with encyclopedias. You know what I'm talking about? Like you would invite people over just to stunt on them. You know, I don't know what happened to that. That shit went away. But Sacramento or Sacktown, you know, that's like the home of the Panthers. But the bastards of the party, the modern day brothers and sisters that live in these Oakland areas, Sacktown and things of that nature, you know, it's a different mind state. You know, I'm not talking for everybody that's out there. I visited the West Coast. My brother lived on the West Coast for a few years and whatnot. There's a lot of interracial race mixing that takes place out there. Like if anybody is in the chat room who lives in Sacktown, you know what I mean? Can I get an amen? Like can I get somebody to vouch, you know, to explain that I live in New York. I'm from the East Coast. We're not really into the race mixing like that. That shit is not our culture. You know what I mean? Like we don't really get down like that. We stick to our own, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Because the new New York is way different. I can't vouch for these. I don't know what the fuck happened after the towers fell. I'm not going to be held accountable for that. But the original, the old New York, we stuck to our own. The furthest left that we went was with Cardi B and the Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. But apparently this brother he was heavily melanated, right, sisters? Because I know when y'all saw his picture the first time, y'all were like, oh my goodness, the brother's so dark skinned and beautiful. And, you know, he was heavily melanated, but he had issues with his sisters, right? I don't love them hoes, you know, because we're not going to get all fucking, you know what I'm saying? We're not going to act holier than thou right now when I'm going to point out that that's the motherfucking culture that y'all get hyphy to. That's the culture that you dab to. That's the culture that y'all promote in the music. But when you see it in real life, that shit stings you. But that's the culture. These young niggas talk about everything foreign. The women that are getting body makeovers, you know, when they go in to get the Brazilian butts, the Brazilian butt, that's from a Brazilian. That's not, they're not getting African butts. They're getting Brazilian butts, Brazilian weaves, Brazilian fucking eyelashes. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? It's everything foreign. Nobody could pull up in a Honda no more. You niggas gotta hop out of Ferraris. You know what I mean? Everything that you wearing is Roman. Everything that you wearing is foreign. You wearing gay Greco-Roman clothes. All of your clothes are from gay men. What's the nigga that just died? Givenchy, motherfucking Gucci, Versace. You know, everything's foreign. Nobody's focusing on Wakanda. Nobody wants the Aboriginal. You know what I mean? Nobody's focusing on homegrown. Everybody's looking outside of what we could produce. So now this shit is coming home to bite us. And people were bashing a dead man. They was dragging the man and his body wasn't. Do you know that the STEPHON Clark, his body was so dismembered that when they tried to, they gave him a Muslim burial. When they tried to basically wash his body was so dismembered and disfigured that they could not wash it. They had to dry wash it. Go and look it up. His body was so destroyed from all of those shots in his back. And they dragged that man. They cursed his fucking soul. Do you know spiritually what that means? His own people put a noose around his body and around his corpse and his cadaver, and they crucified him and hung him again in his death. I'm not going to be a part of that. Now, what I will say is this, that a lot of you niggas that claim that you're conscious these days, what if we went and dug up your old tweets? I bet you we would be appalled. I bet you we would be fucking shocked at the level of self-hate and coonery that was being displayed on niggas' MySpace pages or your old Twitter accounts. I'm not judging anybody. I'm saying that I deal with motherfucking gangbangers, killers, not rapists. You know what I'm saying? We don't really allow those in. But we deal with the killers, the same people that Jesus was rubbing shoulders with. You know what I mean? We deal with that in the conscious community because it's about resurrection. It's about the path of enlightenment. It's about people turning a new leaf. It's about to pimp a butterfly, butterflies turning into caterpillars. And you can't totally be in judgment zone when you're a teacher or when you're somebody who's out here giving pills or red pills to people and waking them up. You dig what I'm saying? People come to me full facial tats or gold grills. You know what I mean? You know how a nigga have a teardrop for a body? These niggas have a whole Cry Me a River on their face. I don't judge. Yo, red pill, what up? I'll be watching your videos, blood. What's popping? Oh, what's good with you, bro? How you doing? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna get all bougie on a nigga. I got brothers pulling up to me with their Beckies. Yo, Red, can I take a picture? I take a picture without the Becky though, but we take pictures. You know what I mean? And I'm not here to judge that man because that's his journey and that's what he decided to do. You feel me? I have a job to do. I signed up for this shit. It's gonna be, you can't get consciousness the only way that you know what I mean? This shit's not Burger King. You can't have it your way. So people are gonna come to you from all different walks of life. From all different walks of life. And if you're really about what you say you're about, then you'll be, but I'm only speaking from my perspective. These people on Black Twitter or these people that are dragging this man and judging him and his death, they might not have signed up to do what the fuck I do. They might not be in it for that reason. And I definitely understand. I'm going to talk to my sisters real quick. Sisters, I've had multiple conversations since, you know, this whole thing has come about. And I understand the pain that you are constantly feeling because you're feeling abandoned, you're feeling left out, you're feeling basically thrown away by these bird ass niggas that are out here who don't have your back, who waste no time to tell the world how much they hate you. I understand that it is a toxic environment. They call it male toxicity, right? That's the label that they gave it. I get it. You understand? I understand, and I understand that whenever you see melanin destroyed, whenever you see melanin being lynched, whenever you see melanin or black people getting murdered on social media or on that constant fucking 24-hour loop on CNN, it triggers PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, post-traumatic slave disorder. I understand. There are reports out that explain what it's doing to us. And as the black woman, remember, what is one of your number one concerns? Security. You are seeing a situation where you're like, hold on. As much degrees that you got, as much fervor that you're getting in corporate America, as many bags that y'all getting, you know what I mean? Because y'all getting a lot of money now. You have to sit back and say to yourself, hold on a minute. If one of our number one priorities is security and there's a motherfucking war taking place and they shooting niggas down like dogs in the streets, well, God damn it, I don't feel secure. I don't feel secure. So sisters are like, you know what? I'm going to sit this one out. I'm going to sit this one out. I'm not going to ride for this brother because he didn't ride for us. He didn't have any love for us. So I'm going to sit this one out. You know what I would say to that? I don't have no problem with that. Sit this one out. Don't retweet. Don't press send. Don't motherfucking, don't follow, don't follow the story. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do, you do it, because at the end of the day, I don't think that anybody was asking y'all to put your life on the line. This is not, we're not marching to war right now. The march has not begun. Niggas is only marching to get their calf muscles up, you know what I mean? And things of that nature. But people, I spoke to people who were on the ground in Sacktown. The brother's name, I think his name was Zoe. Don't quote me. I don't know his rap name. He was a rapper. STEPHON Clark had bars. I think he was an aspiring musician. He had a lot of love, though, from black women. And I don't, like I said, this is an old tweet that they dug up, 2015. He might have been on some woke shit. He might have been on his Wakanda. He probably went to go see Black Panther like every fucking body else and decided, you know what? I'm going to go fuck with the Dora Milaje. You know what I mean? Like, I apologize. I don't know. I can't speak for the man because he's not here. But a lot of sisters are feeling tired. They're feeling exhausted. They're feeling like people are like the black man doesn't care about them, like they're not here to protect them, like they're not riding for them and shit like that. It's been often repeated a lot in the media. You know what I mean? There's so many different characters that are look, think about this, and this is what I also wanted to get on, because hey Katoya, tell the boys I said what's up. I love you too. All right. Yes, we need to all get up. Me, you, Amir, Bella, and the boys and everybody. So we can't necessarily tell our sisters who to support and who not to support. That is something that is a choice of yours. There's talks about, the great mother or the divine feminine handing out retribution in a timely fashion to people who are going against her. And I understand that part. But to say that because STEPHON Clark, didn't necessarily love himself, because if he doesn't love the sister that looked like his grandmama, he don't love himself, family. You know what I mean? But like I said, he's 22 years old, and the culture is telling our sons, our daughters, our nephews, the culture. When I say the culture, I'm talking about hip hop, I'm talking about mumble rap, I'm talking about the commercials, I'm talking about the movies, I'm talking about the overall culture, the advertisements, the motherfucking fashion. I'm talking about the whole shebang. What is the culture telling teenagers these days? They're telling them that you need a red bone, you need a motherfucking Brazilian, you need a foreign, you don't need no chick that don't got edges and whatnot. They, you know what I mean? They got words that they subscribe to sisters of a darker complexion, and the shit is toxic and it's sick. We need to have this conversation about the danger of the motherfucking culture. The culture is very, you know what I mean, is going against our best interests. The culture is not saying that the black woman is God. The culture is not saying that, you know what I mean, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. There are a few artists that stand on their square. Shout out to Brother Kendrick. But even he got dragged because the woman that he chose to marry doesn't look like his mama. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in no way caping for anybody who chooses that they don't want to, you know what I mean? That they don't want a woman that looks like their mama and all of this other stuff. I'm a reporter. I'm an observer first. This is one of the things that I'm learning in life as I get older and wiser, that I'm an observer. This is an experience, my nigga. I'm in the university. I'm watching this whole shit play out. This is a movie. That way, I'm able to remove all of the emotional attachment. That way, I'm able to remove all of the motherfucking strings that keep tying our people, you know what I mean? Where you're taking everything personal. The minute somebody gets shot, you like, ooh, I got shot. You know what I mean? You see a nigga get knocked out on World Star, you start holding your jaw and whatnot. Because we are taught to basically, we're very compassionate people, and we know that we're all connected through melanin, and we know that we're all connected through an invisible spiritual tie and a spiritual force. So of course, when you hurt, I hurt. I go on the train, I see homeless people laid out, fucked up in the game. I feel a kind of way, but I'm learning that I have to become more of the observer and stop taking everything personal, because it's not personal. You feel what I'm saying? It's not personal. So this has helped me in my journey. And now I'm becoming a better correspondent because I could just give you the facts. I don't have to basically put myself in the middle of the news story. I just give you the facts. So ever since the movie Killmonger, ever since the movie Black Panther, and Black Panther, like I said, it was in Oakland, that whole you know what I mean, and Sacktown, you know what I mean, the rise of the Panthers, you dig what I'm saying? And after that movie came out, we've begun to see an uptick in violence against our women. Now, there was a scene in Black Panther that made a unanimous jury that all of the sisters that came to watch that with their dashikis on, they was like, I'm not fucking with Killmonger. Look at what he's doing to the women. This nigga has no respect for the divine feminine principle. At least T'Challa does. He never disrespected any of the Dora Milaje. He wasn't even trying to get in Lupita's pants. He was very, you know what I mean? He was like in the friend zone. You know what I'm talking about? And this nigga was king. He could have flexed his king muscle and got some sloppy toppy on the throne. You know what I mean? Like, he could have been playing games with Lupita. He was very respectful. He loved his mama. And then they gave you Killmonger, who was a motherless child. They never showed you Killmonger's mother. He was the prototype of the American, the worst, the thug life. The hate you gave little infants fucks everyone's. I talk about this extensively in prior episodes of Melanin Monday. If you have not seen them, subscribe to the page right now and go back and check the whole series. Now, Killmonger being a motherless child, he had no love for the feminine principle. It showed in the movies. He bodied his girlfriend for the bigger cause. You know what I'm saying? The cause was bigger than his boo. And he hit her with a headshot. You know what I mean? When he was, remember when he was, before he killed Ulysses Claw, his woman was the sacrifice. Then later on, when he was in Wakanda, he killed he choked out the sister by the purple flowers and whatnot. So when sisters saw that shit was a trigger. They was like, fuck this nigga. I don't give a fuck if he got a whole body of tattoos and whatnot. Michael B. Jordan, they was thinking about boycotting him in real life based off of that shit. Right after the movie come out, we begin to see mad examples of that. The first example that came my way was a video that I saw with NBA YoungBoy. NBA YoungBoy is from, I think, Baton Rouge, or he's out there in Louisiana. There was a tape that popped up where the NBA YoungBoy was dragging his whiz in the hotel, beating her up. You know what I'm talking about? Dragging her by the hair and whatnot. You know what I mean? I'm talking about ragdolling her, duffing her. Boop, 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 boop. He got locked up for that, right? I'm coming to Baltimore next month. You said the bullet was meant for Claw? Well, the way that Ryan Coogler wrote it out, sis, he wound up killing his girlfriend. And I didn't see him cry no tears. He told his girlfriend before he shot her. You know what I'm talking about? He was like, you know, I forgot what he said verbatim, but he basically was telling her, brace, you know what I mean? Hold your breath. This shit finna come. She said that they were playing, right? There's been issues of him abusing her on live stream and other things before. If they were just playing, the brother plays kind of rough, right? So after the NBA YoungBoy incidents, you know, we get this situation with Kodak Black, right? Kodak Black got the whole thing with he beat up a stripper, or he assaulted a stripper. That story came out before Black Panther came out, but the whole thing with Kodak Black, with him getting locked up afterwards, with, you know, he probably got locked up before Black Panther or whatever, but the whole Kodak Black thing was out there, and then XXXTentacion thing popped up. Right, the XXXTentacion thing popped up where they had the video where it resurfaced where he snuffed the girl. Now he's already on house arrest for a charge that he's fighting based off of some assault on a woman. He beat up his pregnant girlfriend. These are all young niggas. NBA YoungBoy, hence the name Young Boy. These is young niggas. These are young men. Okay, young men. Right, rising stars in hip hop. Right? Very, very popping in hip hop. I'm gonna get to Fabulous. Rising stars in hip hop, right? You know, the youth love them. The youth are following them. They have a large following. They have a wave, right? They have a super wave and whatnot, right? So people fucks with them. You know what I'm saying? They like, yo, I don't care. He makes turn up music about killing niggas and selling drugs. So if he beats his girl up, you know what? I'm fucking with him anyway. I don't care, because y'all niggas be acting like these niggas are gospel singers or something, or these niggas are like, you know what I'm saying, boys to men. These are fucking trap rappers. These niggas talk about pulling out the chopper with the ladder and the dicks and killing niggas and whatnot, doing drive-bys, and then you motherfuckers be like, nah, I don't think he would put his hands on his girl, and nah, that's not like him, that ain't his character. Nigga, please. All right? Then they had the situation with Trey Songz, caught a charge for an assault on a female. This is a lot of Killmonger energy coming out. You know what I'm saying? This is a lot of Killmonger. You know what I'm talking about? Trey Songz put the beats on the shorty at the NBA All-Star Weekend. That came out. Then they had the situation with Tekashi 6ix9ine. With Tekashi 6ix9ine's rise, the thing about his story about the sexual assault, that's why they were saying, yo, there's a no-fly zone for Tekashi, because according to gang culture, if you if you caught a dirty dick charge, aka if you caught a sex charge, you know what I mean, a sexual predator. Well, let's be clear, he caught a sexual not molestation, not a rape charge. He caught an assault charge for touching an underage girl's butt, right? It wasn't like he beat somebody up or he did no Killmonger shit to, but he damn sure got locked up for sexually assaulting a minor. Okay, then you got the R. Kelly shit, with the story just broke out about him raising a 14-year-old to be a fucking sex slave. So once again, niggas letting this pedophile piece of shit roam the fucking face of the earth. You know, he's doing packed shows, he's selling out shows and shit, he's Millie rocking it. This is R. Kelly I'm talking about. Nobody G-checked him yet. All these old niggas around him, nobody G-checked R. Kelly. Then you got my nigga F.A.B.O. Fabulous. Knocked out his baby mama's teeth, allegedly. Emily B, allegedly. Okay. There was a video to surface that was very disturbing, where he was going super hard on her father, very disrespectful to her father. The babies was crying in the background. Emily B was all shaken up and shooken and whatnot. You know what I mean? And he's going in like, fuck that. You know what I mean? He's clearly, you know, enraged and whatnot. So there's been a lot of energy, a lot of abuse of the divine feminine, a lot of Killmonger energy. Remember, I coined the term, or I made the comparison with Killmonger, allegedly. Yeah, you know, I made the comparison for what Tupac introduced to the world with the acronym Thug Life that he got tatted on his chest. And he was being a prophet. He was predicting the conditions of Black Americans, especially Black American men, in the future. Remember, when Tupac put Thug Life on his chest, he was saying, this is for the generations, the fallout of the crack era. This is for the generations that are going to come after me. The acronym standed for the hate you gave little infants, fucks everyone's. Now let's go back and look at Killmonger. His father died when he was young. They didn't even show his mother. He was fed pure hatred by his uncles and them from Wakanda because they abandoned him. And what did he do? He got put into the foster care system, like the young boy who got killed by those his white lesbian mothers in California. You know, the little boy from the picture that was hugging the police, Devontae, I believe his name was. Yeah, he was in a foster care system as well. I did a video on Baba TV Fire Every Time on YouTube. Go and check it out. Baba TV Fire Every Time, about an hour long. And we went extensively into the foster care system. And then a few days later, the murder of this young boy happened. Go and check that out, please. Right? But Tupac was saying, the hate that you gave little infants fucks everyone. So in the movie, the young boy goes into the foster care system. Then he goes into a pipeline. That pipeline put him into the armed services. Do you know how many people go from foster care into the armed services just because they wanted to get the fuck out of foster care? Just because they wanted to get into some discipline? Just because they wanted to bust their motherfucking gun and kill something? Some of them go into the prison pipeline. Some of them go into a motherfucking all-male bathhouse. You dig what I'm saying? Some of them get fed into all kind of systems. The child sex trade. The the child sex industry, the pornography industry. A lot of the people who wound up in San Fernando Valley to do porn come out of the foster care system. They were sexually abused and whatnot and molested at young ages. Like I said, the video that I did with Baba TV goes extensively into the history. I even talk about the orphan trains, which is the predecessor to the foster care system, where these were white children that they were put on trains coming out of New York and shipped them all the way to the Midwest, to all of these white Anglo-Saxon Protestants and whatnot. These were young Catholics, and they brought them out into the West. And of course, what the white Anglo-Saxon Protestants did to these little orphans. You know what I'm talking about? They turned them out, and then they turned them into the world, and then they released them back into the world to turn other people out. So Killmonger has hatred. Killmonger, the hate that you gave little infants fucks everyone. He goes into Wakanda, it fucks everyone. He had a whole body tat of all the bodies that he caught, fucks everyone. So the hate that you're feeding these children fucks everyone. The children that are walking around these streets, I don't care where you live. You could live in Boise, Idaho. It doesn't matter. Take a concerted look. You know what I mean? Put your they live glasses on and look at these young kids with their pants down. They're symbolically telling you to kiss their ass, and then they got their face. You know what I mean? They summon them into self-mutilation and whatnot. They just giving you the ice grill. They don't even want to smile. You know what I mean? You can see that something has gone wrong. You understand? You can see that something went wrong. As a result of probably not having a mother figure in Killmonger's life, he might not have developed, or he might not have been nourished, or he might not been able to blossom into the young man that he would have been if he was under the care and the love and the nurture of the feminine principle. So therefore, chances are he could grow up and be a cold-hearted pimp with a motherfucking strong backhand, like some of the brothers that come out of the same place that was depicted, Oakland, Sacktown, Fillmore, Slim and them. You know what I'm talking about? Because that's pimp culture out there. So them niggas don't love black women either. If you could sit there and let and motherfucking gas a woman up to sell her sacred yoni for a few dollars, so you could get some motherfucking perm and you know what I mean? You could get your hair pressed and get some rims, nigga. You hate the divine feminine principle. And don't give me that rundown, oh, they was fucking for free, so they might as well get paid for it. Listen, the sacred yoni is not an ATM, cocksucker. Like, stop it, all right? Women, you know what I'm talking about? Like, cut it out. So when we see our brother who expressed a level of hatred for black women, he said black women bring bad luck, and the only thing he wanted black was an Xbox. I'm like, cool. You know what I mean? Corinthians, get him out of here. But, he's dead now. So I'm not talking to his, you know what I mean? I'm not going to speak to his grave. You know what I'm talking about? There's people that are alive that I could use that vitriol on. There's people alive that, you know what I mean? That's a soft target. I don't hit soft targets. This nigga's just alive that I could bring the motherfucking smoke to. It's not going to be that, brother. He's dead. And I'm not going to do this shit in front of no white supremacists. Them niggas is high-fiving. They did a Call of Duty on his ass. Do you see the helicopter footage, nigga? That's entertainment in white households right now, nigga. They watching the Alton Sterling killing from the body cam on a loop. You know what I mean? Drinking motherfucking Budweisers, smoking crystal meth, having a ball. I'm not going to add on to the fucking fuckery, okay? I'm not going to be that nigga that's going to feed my people to these fuckboys and whatnot. No, nigga. And one of the things that I notice is when people don't have solutions, y'all don't got no smoke for the police. And you don't have no motherfucking answer for the shit that they doing. So, of course, niggas are going to start fighting each other and blaming that nigga. Oh, he did it to himself. He should have loved black women, and he wouldn't have got shot in his grandmama backyard. Anyways, So that energy, is it divine? It's too many. I don't believe in coincidence. There's too many situations where we see black men being disrespectful and violent to black women, right? For us to ignore this shit and not talk about it. What is hip hop? Why is hip hop not talking about all of these young niggas that are coming in? And like I said, These little niggas they're rapping about the same thing that they're doing, man. Like, let's keep it a buck. Don't play retarded now. You niggas was doing the nay right before the fucking live stream. You know what I'm talking about? You was listening to, you know, Spotify and whatnot, the rap caviar or the best of mumble rap. You know what these niggas is talking about. So when are we gonna confront the culture? When are we gonna confront? Because the culture is not a soft target. The culture is, that's a motherfucking Goliath, nigga. Who's strong enough to pull that bitch down? You know what I mean? You niggas throw rocks at the culture. Because the same black Twitter that's trying to drag STEPHON Clark, you motherfuckers go right to the mumble rap. You niggas go right to the culture. You go right to Ratchet Mondays. You go right to the motherfucking reality shows. You go right to World Star. You go right to Vlad TV and watch all of this toxic shit and enjoy it. So what the fuck? Where's the, you know what I'm talking about? It's a lot of hypocritical shit that takes place. And I'm not giving nobody a pass. I'm not giving nobody a pass. I'm just saying, yo, the brother's dead. Like, if I wanted to give him a pass, I couldn't. I'm not going. I wasn't planning on marching. I wasn't planning on protesting. My protest and the way that I'm handling my business is I'm doing my job. I'm doing my work. You feel me? And if I were to do anything and the kind of work that I want to do, it's not for the motherfucking live stream or Melanin Monday any goddamn. I couldn't talk about it anyway. The veterans let the culture get this way. You damn right. These young niggas didn't learn this on their own. This shit come from the top down. These old niggas. Why you think this old nigga is on film right now talking to you niggas? Like, I'm being responsible. I'm not holier than thou. My hands are not fucking clean. You know what I'm talking about? I'm being responsible. I can't speak for nobody else. I'm being responsible. Okay, I'm in my 40s. I know what the fuck I contributed to the culture. So I'm being responsible. I'm being mature. I'm being a motherfucking man about the situation. I'm speaking truth to the fuckery. You dig what I'm saying? But something has to be addressed. It has to be addressed. You know what I mean? It has to be addressed. We cannot allow this shit. I said something earlier today. Motherfuckers running around talking about, oh, white man this, oh, white man that. What we gonna do to the white man? Nigga, the biggest war that we have to fight, the biggest war that's on our doorsteps is the war between a black man and a black woman. Why don't we figure that one out? Why don't we call a truce in that one? Why don't we sit down and have negotiations like we North and South Korea and try to stop this motherfucking war from escalating? Because when we get our shit together, when we build our foundation, when we figure out and try to, because I need help, I need advice. How do we get the whole black family back together? Because once we figure that shit out, then these motherfuckers who are on our necks, then these motherfuckers that are on our backs, they'll fall back. That's their kryptonite. You're not going to win any kind of war. You ain't going to win a war at the water cooler. You're not going to win a culture war. You're not going to win a war in the backseat of your Uber. You're not going to win no fucking war, man, woman, or child, until this unit is repaired. Don't even think about marching out to no war against the white man. You're not going to win that war. He's going to wash you niggas up with one hand behind his back if you don't fix home first. That is the only battle, that is the only conflict, that is the only war worth fighting. And it's a war of ideas. It's a war of pain. It's a war of trauma. We have to collectively come together and address our core issues. We have to come together and address our pain, because it's generational. We was born with this shit in our systems. That's the only war worth fighting right now. Once we get that shit together, these motherfuckers will bow down. These niggas will lay their weapons down because they're going to see the strength. There's no strength right now. There's no strength right now. You know how easy it is to infiltrate and wash niggas? Like, it's so easy right now. Everybody's a target. Everybody's a target. And independent black women, you know, we don't need no man. Fuck them niggas. We got white men checking for us on Tinder and whatnot. Yeah, okay. You know what I'm saying? Okay. All right. Okay. Go and research what happened when the Germans took over France and all of those other places, what they did to their women. You know what I mean? How dare? Like, that's not an option. The prize in all wars are the women. They call them the booty. You know what I'm saying? The prize in all wars are the women. They call it the booty. Okay? They got their motherfucking sights on you. They have plans for you. All right? They have plans for you. Go on Pornhub and go look how they do y'all. They got plans for you. Okay? And it's not sending you to Dubai to get your fucking nails done either. That's not the plan that they have for you. The Indians got plans for you. The Chinese got plans for you. The motherfucking Europeans got plans for you. We need to come together and figure out how are we going to stop the war of the motherfucking genders between our people. That's what we got to figure out, yo. That's the shit that's hurting us. That's the shit that's killing us. You know what I mean? We got to put some of these motherfucking religions to bed, throw them shits the fuck out for the moment, get that shit out of here, and focus on the gods within, the God that's in the eyes of your children, okay? And the God that's inside of the eyes of your spouse or your mate or your significant other, okay? That's what we should be focusing on. You know? No white man ain't giving me the kind of pain that I receive when I go outside every day and look at our sisters walking up and down the streets with you know who. You know what I'm talking about? Even watching my brothers parade and you know what I mean? On their little Becky crusades. You know what I'm saying? That shit painful. Because it's wrapped in self-hatred. It's on some STEPHON shit. It's wrapped in, you know what I mean? Them niggas is giving you that look like, yeah, nigga, I came up, nigga. I went into a cave and look what I came out with. You know what I'm talking about? They don't even know what the fuck is going on. They're thinking that that's a status symbol. They're thinking that if they go into Midtown with a Becky, that they're hurting white men's feelings. They didn't want that woman in the first place. Retard, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Like, nigga, where were you at? You didn't realize, you didn't know that? They don't want their woman. You're not saying nothing to them. They don't care. So, we're going to figure this one out. I promise you. We're going to figure this one out. I'm never going to turn my back on, you know, what the most important thing is. We're going to figure it out. And I'm speaking to myself and I'm speaking to the family at the same time. But we're going to figure this shit the fuck out because, you know, the new success is peace. Peace of mind. And as a race of people, we need to restore peace of mind to our people. It's too much pain. It's too much trauma. Too many people have been molested. Too many people have been fucking hurt. Too many people have been shattered and broken. That whole thug motherfucking, you know, hardcore, hyper masculine shit that took place in the 90s with the rise of NWA, Snoop Doggy Dogg. We don't love these hoes. Pimps up, hoes down. That shit destroyed us, bro. On the heels of the motherfucking crack epidemic, that shit destroyed us. That shit tanked our stocks. We falling like the motherfucking dollar against China right now. It tanked our stocks. Stop acting like that's not what the fuck happened. This horror show of the shit that people are trying to normalize that I look at every time I walk outside my house with Steve and Bob and, you know what I'm talking about, girls looking tougher than me, shit like that. That's a motherfucking byproduct and a residual that's a nuclear fallout from the motherfucking bomb that got dropped on us. When are we gonna confront it? Snoop Dogg running around doing gospel albums. This nigga came out with "We Don't Love These Hoes." He's a motherfucking, he has to be held accountable. That nigga he poisoned our community with that mind state during the doggy style years. My niggas, Dr. Dre and all of these niggas and all of the people who signed them, Jimmy Iovine, Laya Cohen. When are we gonna hold these people accountable? They raped the culture. They molested the culture. The same way that African Bambaataa was out there taking booty and raping and molesting, these people have raped and molested our fucking divine culture. Okay? With their words and with their fucking ideas and with the perception that they gave us that our woman wasn't worth shit. Pouring 40 ounces on her and all of that. We're not going to rise. We're not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? You niggas are not turned up. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have, there's no blessings at the end of that rainbow. The number one killer in this motherfucking world is abortions for black people. You're not going to level up until you fix that. You're not going to level up until you fix that. Okay? You're not going to level up. There's some spiritual fucking karma that we are dealing with. You're not going to level up. You niggas was selling crack to niggas' grandmamas and they aunties and they mamas getting neck from niggas' mamas. You're not going to level up until you atone for that, niggas. Okay? You're not. You got to clean yourself. You niggas are trying to put on new tuxedos and you didn't even take a shower yet. You're trying to put lipstick on a pig, trying to change your name on Facebook to motherfucking Marcus, you know what I'm saying? Marcus, Anubis, Sekhmet Bay and whatnot. But you was just out there selling crack in a bando to niggas' mamas, nigga. You got to take a shower, nigga. You got to clean up. All right? You got to clean up. These niggas ain't even out here atoning for their sins. Nobody's atoning. Where's the Day of Atonement? You know what I'm talking about? Where's the Day of Atonement? When are you niggas gonna burn your hoodies and shit like that? Like, where's your atonement at? You niggas are trying to change clothes, but you're not taking no showers. So, I just see a lot of curses on us right now. Niggas getting clipped and whatnot. A lot of curses. You know what I'm saying? The ancestors is hitting niggas with these thunderbolts and they putting pain on you niggas, and I understand why. I understand why. We're not, I don't think we're not approaching this shit from a spiritual realm. For everybody that claims spirituality and all of this shit, like we're not rocking this shit spiritually. We're not doing it the spiritual way. You feel me? We're doing it the way that the westernized European and Greco-Roman told us how to do it. Niggas is doing it the motherfucking Christianity way. You know what I'm talking about? They doing it on their knees, praying and shit. You doing P-R-A-Y. Meanwhile, motherfuckers is P-R-E-Y-ing on your ass. And it ain't just a cracker, it's niggas too. They got some black vultures out there, my nigga, circling. You know what I'm talking about? Eating off of each other. Anytime, and I've said this before, anytime where you have a whole wave, I'm talking about hip-hop is the most popular culture. It's called popular culture. It's not even hip-hop anymore. This shit is popular culture. So it's the most dominant culture around the world. But the most dominant culture around the world, the overlying message that's attached to the most dominant culture around the world is niggas to be trapping. Like, we sell coke, we sell drugs, we sell dog food, we sell crack, we sell meth, we sell pills, we sell all of this stuff to the zombies. The zombies turned out to be the fathers that a lot of these sisters and brothers is missing. Where your father at? That nigga's a zombie. And you got our own people feeding off of their own people. Is that not a parasite in a host relationship? Is that not a fucking vulture? These niggas is Walking Dead. Yo, if I don't sell it to him, somebody's gonna sell it to him. No, nigga, it don't work like that. You need to keep it moving. Don't worry about who's gonna sell it to him. Because the person that's feeding or parasiting off of somebody else, that's a karma that they need to deal with. Why would you elect to deal with their karma? You need to go figure out a new fucking hustle. Go sell some weed or something, nigga. Make sure it's not GMO. Shout out to Wesley. But no, who like we have to, who taught us this shit? Who gave us this way of thinking? Nobody's going to respect you as a nation of people when they see how you carrying on and how you feast off of your own people. You don't respect your own fucking people. You don't respect your own women. You don't respect your own children. So how the fuck are you niggas trying to march for respect? You're parasites. The whole culture is become parasitical. That's why everybody is snaking each other. Huh? This is not Gucci either. Henceforth the snake. That's why everybody is motherfucking crossing each other. That's why everybody is killing each other for these fiat, for this dollar. You know what I'm saying? For this bag. But the bag is about to be toilet paper in a minute because the dollar fell today. The dollar is tanking. China put a motherfucking petrodollar out that's backed by gold. You niggas don't know Mandarin. You're in trouble. You better get the Rosetta Stone and learn how to say some young guy. You better get your Mandarin up. You better get your Chinese up because they're coming. They're tanking the dollar. The dollar's falling. Okay? The dollar is falling. So all of the neighborhoods that we live in, where we stepping over motherfucking bodies and shit, you know what I'm saying? The shit look like a B-52 bomber done blew niggas blocks up and whatnot. Niggas is making videos, mad proud to be in front of the trap house. Yo, look at my rundown community. My shit look like a ghost town. I'm balling. And then you might pull up with a foreign with your shirt off with some neck tats and whatnot. And that's supposed to mean that you're somehow important. If you don't get the fuck on, you dig what I'm saying? And these crackers is running around pushing all you niggas out of your hoods, gentrifying your hoods, and you don't got no smoke for them. You don't got no feedback. You don't got nothing to say. You niggas would just pack your bags and go to another neighborhood and depress that neighborhood. Or basically, what do they call it? You would depreciate the value of everywhere that you go. You niggas are not you're depreciating the value everywhere that you go. You don't have the Midas touch. Everything that you niggas touch is not turning into gold. The shit is depreciating. It's turning into dust. That's a result of the culture. The culture is telling you to do that and to revel in that. That's what the culture is telling you, to do that and be proud of that. And what will they do? White America, because they're the ones that are buying the most of it. They're buying all of the concert tickets. They're in the front row like this. Yeah, kill them niggas. Yeah, talk about. And they're like, yo, white people are saying niggas. Not only are they saying nigga, they're buying the ticket to the nigga who kills the most niggas to go and support and root him on and repeat the lyrics. You know what I'm talking about? And then they go home and they're like, yeah, we got these niggas. So this is what they're telling you to celebrate this shit. You'll never get to Wakanda like this. They're telling you to celebrate this lifestyle, right? And then when white people or when the European or the Caucasians move into your neighborhoods, right? I'm gonna have to do another stream. When this one goes off, I'm coming right back. Don't even worry about it. We cooking tonight. I'm just getting warmed up. God damn it. You know what I'm talking about? So when the European comes in, all inconspicuous, all innocent looking and shit, and they're like, because they're not moving into rich nigga neighborhoods. They're not moving in. They're not gentrifying neighborhoods that are not depressed. They're only moving into neighborhoods that you niggas have depressed. They're only moving in, right? They're only making moves on neighborhoods that black people played a hand in destroying. Facts. That's where they at. They're not gentrifying Baldwin Hills. They're not gentrifying Silver Springs. I mean, maybe they are at this point, but they're not going into places where black people are doing great. They going where you niggas are doing bad. And then when they go into the neighborhoods where you're doing bad, they make the cost of living rise up. They make your rents rise up. They make your bills rise up. They're adding extra stress. You was living in a terror dome. So you already had a certain amount of stress because you didn't want to get shot with a stray bullet. You didn't want somebody to rob you. You were scared to go home at night. You didn't even want to ride the Uber through certain hoods at night because you could get hit with a stray shot on some Chicago shit. So you already are incurring a certain amount of stress. Then they move into your neighborhood and the cost of everything goes up. The motherfucking Arab store gets a stimulus check. I know in New York, all of the Arab delis got a stimulus check. All of a sudden, these niggas went from delis to delicatessens, right? They went from selling 25-cent bag of chips. Now the shits is $1. You know what I'm talking about? Like, what the fuck? Because white people came around? So the cost of living goes up. That's an extra bag. That's an extra weight on your shoulders. It's more stress. They're pushing you out of your neighborhood. There's a migration taking place. There's a mass exodus of black people. It's called a reverse migration. Everybody's in fucking South Carolina. Everybody's getting pushed to the Carolinas. Everybody's getting pushed to Georgia. Everybody's getting pushed to Florida. You know what I'm talking about? They pushing niggas out of the cities. Wholesale. I'm talking about in large numbers. And nobody has any kind of motherfucking solution to this. But the core of it all goes back to the culture. The culture told you destroy your neighborhood. The culture told you that it's not cool to paint the motherfucking crack house. Or the culture told you it's not cool to sweep your block. The culture told you it wasn't cool to wash the fucking dirty ass buildings that you niggas walk by every day. The culture told you it wasn't cool to pick up the bottles and put them in the garbage. The culture told you that it wasn't cool to pour water on these homeless niggas that just be laying in the streets. I be walking down Lexington on 125th Street. These niggas be laid out in the broad day like they just came from work. You know how Al Bundy used to lay out on his sofa? These niggas be, I'm talking about they laying in the middle of the sidewalk. I just be wanting to get mop water and just pour it on all of these niggas. Like, if you niggas don't get up and do something with yourselves, what the fuck? Like, they out there smoking K2. You know what I'm talking about? Then the dope fiends is leaning. You know, their nose is touching the ground. They bounce back up. Just looking like complete Walking Dead. Like, completely Walking Dead. And this is the image that the world gets to see, because Europeans get off of tour buses, double-decker tour buses, and take pictures and go up and down. I'm talking about Europeans from Spain, Russia, Italy, Czechoslovakia. You know what I mean? Laughing at us. Just looking at our people. This is Harlem, niggas. This is the black Mecca. And they looking at niggas in their worst state, laughing at them. And then they'll go 20 deep onto certain blocks and just plot out all of the new stuff that they're gonna buy from us. Because this is Monopoly, and niggas is Baltic Ave. They looking at you like you on Baltic. This is a game of Monopoly. You niggas ain't on Pennsylvania Avenue. You're not even on Carolina Avenue. You know what I'm talking about? You're on Baltic Avenue. Niggas is on Baltic Avenue. So they're not even, they're looking at your real estate like that shit is, that's peanuts to us, because they coming in 20 deep. So it's not one of them buying you out. They're coming in as investment groups 20 and 30 and 40 deep on buses and buying up the blocks. You niggas talking Wakanda. Like, you know, I don't know. Something's gonna have to happen. The culture, the P. Diddy's that are running, Park Ave. Niggas ain't Park Ave. The P. Diddy's that are running around, rich niggas, the Jay-Z's of the world, all of these niggas who ate off of us. You know what I mean? All of these niggas who ate off of our pain. All of these niggas that got rich off of steering our people in a direction where, because they talking that black excellence shit on Twitter these days. P. Diddy, Mr. fucking Black Excellence nowadays. He wasn't talking that shit when he was talking about all about the Benjamins, though. It wasn't no black excellence back then. Jay-Z wasn't on his black excellence back then. He was telling you niggas get a bird. A bird in the hand is worth more than a bush. So, you know, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Shit is happening everywhere that we're at. Our people are getting pushed out. Our people are getting rushed out. Our people are getting herded. It's a herd. So if there was a purge to take place, they basically know where the majority of the cattle have been herded. So when you cull a species, or when you cull a certain group of animals, what do? You push them in a certain direction. So if you look at what they do to refugees, what do? They put refugees on the run, and then they gun them down, right? They put the refugees on the run. Once you're on the run, you're uprooted from your foundation. You're uprooted from your quote unquote your residential homes. So you still trying to figure shit out. So a lot of people go southward, or they go down south. They're not necessarily familiar with some of these areas, even though it's already in their DNA, it's ancestral, because this is where their grandparents and great-great-great-great-grandparents came from. They're still trying to figure shit out because they're still on that big city frequency. But you got these crackers everywhere that I went down south. If you go outside on the outskirts of these quote-unquote towns with the majority black people, who's on the outskirts? You tell me who's on the outskirts. And it's not just regular white people. It's the Confederates. Case in point, Atlanta. People say that Atlanta is a city. Atlanta is not a fucking city. Atlanta is a town. And it's a circle. It's a perimeter. The shit is a perimeter. If you drive on a highway, if you drive that 400? If you drive 285, 20 east, 20 west, you know what I'm talking about? The shit is a fucking big ass circle. And what is outside the circle? Gwinnett, Cobb County. Then you got Conyers and all of these other things. Who's out there? Who's out there? Who's in Clayton County locking you niggas up? Who owns the motherfucking jail and is the judge? It's the cracker. The motherfucker owns the jail. Or it's the jailers on a farm, and he's the judge. And niggas let that shit fly. So when you go on any of the outskirts, you go into Conyers, the Confederates is watching. They sitting there waiting for you niggas. When you go on the outskirts of anywhere in Atlanta, that's all, you're all surrounded. When you go to Stone Mountain, the goddamn Confederates is etched into the side of the stone, and you niggas have not successfully erased that shit yet. They got Confederate flags flying all over Stone Mountain. On Stone Mountain is where the KKK resurrected from. That's the second rising of the KKK. They resurrected on top of that mountain. That mountain is the largest piece of quartz. It's the most quarried piece of quartz on the planet. All right, that was an ancestral site that the native Indians or the native, because if you understand the power of quartz, it retains energy. So all of that energy and all of those rituals that the KKK did on Stone Mountain is still, that energy is still contained in that same area. That's how they're able to siphon off of all. You don't hear me though. Go and do the research. You know what I'm saying? What up, Lay Cool? He said, what kind of life are we living? You know, what kind of life are we living? So they're capturing all of our brothers and sisters in Atlanta and the surrounding. You go to everybody I know that been to Gwinnett got a case. Every nigga I know that live in Cobb County got a case. They on probation or some kind of paper. You know what I'm talking about? Marietta, Smyrna. You know what I mean? It's slave catchers out there. Them niggas is slave catching out there. Then let's go all the way down to Florida. I was in Florida. I lived in Miami. One day we decided to go to the Everglades, right? We passed Homestead, Cutler Ridge. We passed Homestead and we went into the Everglades. Do you know who's on the outskirts of the Everglades? The KKK, nigga. They're all out there. They own the farms and whatnot. They got a farm. I'm talking about farmland as far as the eye can see. Strawberry patches and mango patches and lime patches as far as the eye can see, with mad Mexicans working for them. And then when you look right across, there's a motherfucking jail, one of the biggest jails that I've ever saw, with a bunch of niggas in there. That's how they do us. New York State. I live in New York City, but anytime you go, anybody from New York will tell you there's 70 plus jails in New York State, and all of them house niggas from New York City, Rochester, Rough Buff, and some of those other Syracuse. And you know, they sprinkle people from those towns into the jails, but the majority of the inmates in these jails that are circled all around New York State is coming out of New York City. Who runs those jails and who's the majority of those towns? KKK crackers. Okay, KKK crackers. So everywhere is surrounded. It's a strategic plan. That's how they set it up. That's how they set it up. So you niggas is if they wanted to purge, if they wanted to run down, if they want to go and research. I brought this up before. 1898, Wilmington, North Carolina. If you want to know how white people snatched the Carolinas and created what is known as the Solid South, where the Solid South is basically white supremacy. It's another word for white supremacy. The Solid South, meaning that we'll never give up our seats in not politics. It's bigger than the politics. They took over that town through the magistrates. They took over that town through the court system, through the judicial branch. It's not just the political shit. It's well, that's part of the political aspect. But they took over that town through the magistrates. They know how to. That's how Trump said, as long as we got the Supreme Court, we got you niggas. You'll never be able to get out. You'll never be able to get from over the wall that we're building to keep you niggas inside of this motherfucking the United States of America when we start purging. So go and research the massacre of Wilmington, 1898. It was worse than Black Wall Street. It is one of the best. It is one of white America's bloodiest secrets. Okay, they don't want to talk about it because if they talk about it, it will reveal how they were able to execute and push out a whole town of prosperous Black entrepreneurs who were basically running shit in 1898. All right, in 1898, because everybody thinks that we were so fucking subservient and dumb on some buckwheat type of shit. You know what I mean? Like we didn't know anything and we were just mumbling, and you know what I mean? No, niggas, that's a condition that they recently put on you niggas. In 1898, we had the equivalent of Black Wall Street in Wilmington, North Carolina. They came in, they massacred half of the town, and then they put the other Negroes on a train and was like, if you ever come back, niggas, you're gonna get these shot right between your eyes. You dig what I'm saying? That's the Carolinas. You know what I'm saying? That's Geechee land. That's Geechee Gullah land. That's our land. All right? For all you niggas that like to give up, all you niggas that throw your hands up, you bird ass niggas that live in the Americas, but you don't got no smoke for the Americas. You don't want to fight for the land that you live on. You know what I'm talking about? You got this imaginary shit that you keep talking about, but I don't get it. It's smoke everywhere. You need to face your motherfucker. That's like a nigga getting beat up in a schoolyard and he talking about, yeah, you know, I'm going to the other high school though. You know what I'm saying? Fuck what's going on over here. It's popping in the other high school, but niggas steady spitting in your face and smacking you in the schoolyard. Stand up where the fuck you at. Fight where you at, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Fight where you at. All of this escapism. You niggas want to get beamed up all of the time. All this escapism, man. That's not where it's at. Fight where you at, so when you go where you want to go, you niggas could go there riding elephants with a ticker tape parade and they'll accept your black asses. You know what I'm talking about? Give them the smoke right here. Well, anyway, Wilmington, they got washed up in Wilmington. They got washed up in Tulsa. They got washed up in Rosewood. You know what you're talking about? And that was people who had guns. These are black people who had the Second Amendment working for them. They were armed. These was niggas, you know what I mean? These were veterans of the Civil War. They still had old muskets. So don't give up your guns. Shout out to those children in Parkland, but don't ever come marching on my block talking about give up my hammers. Y'all can get your David, what's his name? David Hogg. He thought the Laura Ingraham was hard on him. If he ever tell me to give up my gun, he's gonna get his little feelings hurt. I'm gonna ruffle his little, I'm gonna ruffle his feathers. You know what I'm talking about? He's gonna get his feathers ruffled because there's a war that's disrespectful to black people globally. There's a war going on. Shout out to Winnie Mandela. She would have told your white asses. It's a war on the motherfucking black man, woman, and child. How dare you niggas tell me that I'm not even giving up a screwdriver? You niggas telling us to give up our guns? But you won't march about white fragility. You won't march about white terrorism. You won't call it for what the fuck it is. White men with mental issues who are leading the nation in mortality rates, and they're leading the nation in deaths of despair. They're leading the nation in mortality rates, meaning that they're dying faster than anybody on this motherfucking planet. And then nobody wants to talk about that. So they're doing kamikazes. They out there busting the AK and the AR-15. That's called murdering. That's called killing. That's called deaths of despair. They don't care if they go into the motherfucking. They don't care if they go into the electric chair. They don't care if they get the death penalty. Their name is going into the motherfucking rafters of white supremacy. They're gonna get a jersey. Dylan Roof is a legend. Like the same way that Charles Manson's name will be immortalized and he'll be a legend inside of his selective group, inside of his tribe. It's tribal war. They don't care about you niggas. They don't care if you can't damn their name. You can't shame their name. You can't shame their name. They have walls dedicated to their soldiers. How could you shame a soldier? He's not a traitor. You can't shame him. He's putting in work for his side. And you're not. They're putting in work for their side. They're putting one on the board. Ugh. Alton Sterling, run up on him. Hit him with the blicky. Huh. One on the board. Walter Scott, hit him with the blicky. Huh. One on the board. Terrence Clutch, hit him with the blicky. Huh. One on the board. Nicholas Cruz or Dylan Roof, One on the board. The white boy that came to New York and killed the homeless man in the name of white supremacy, one on the motherfucking board. You know what I'm talking about? They playing games out here. It's Hunger Games, niggas. It's Hunger Games. And I don't want to get you niggas scared. Don't quit your job tomorrow and, and start doomsday prepping and whatnot. It's not even that serious. Just be on point. Get into some training programs. Yeah, you know what I mean? If you into that life, you know what I mean? If you about protection, if you about protecting yourself, protect yourself. Sisters, if you have a boyfriend and he's licensed to carry and he's about that life, whisper in his ear tonight after, after he feels better about himself, and let him know. Nigga, you need to put some, you know what I'm talking about? Like, you need to get your protection up. You know what I'm talking about? You need to get your protection up. Take some weekends and go and train, my nigga. Get your headshots up. Get your aim and all of that stuff up. This is not a game. This is not a game. So, there's just a lot of things going on. There's a lot of things going on. But with all of that, life is still fucking great. And we still made it. And we still on the motherfucking top. We're just being tested right now. And like I said, I've always said it before. When you go into the gym, right? And you're pushing the weight. And you want to get brolic. Or you want to get defined. You want definition. You want to get stronger. Do you push the 10-pound weight? Or do you rack up the 150-pound weight? What do you do? You rack up the 300. You try to push the 500 and show off to, shorty with the good spandex on. You know what I'm talking about? Who keep looking over at you and whatnot with the nice little ponytail. You're like, yeah, I'm going to show her. I'm going to let her know I'm a beast up in this bitch. And then you push harder weights. So this pressure make diamonds and it busts pipes. So this pressure that we feeling as a people, it's a psyops. So it's a psychological operation. 90% of war is deception. If they could defeat you mentally, they could defeat you physically. So if they got you niggas not even want to pick up the blicky, they don't even fuck busting your gun. They got you niggas want to hand in your gun. That's a psyops. That means that they beat you before they even showed up. Mike Tyson used to beat niggas before he got in the ring. He studied psyops. You understand? He studied psyops. He knew he was going to get in niggas' heads before he got in the ring, and he beat them off of fear. False expectations appearing real. Our people are suffering from false expectations appearing real. Our people are suffering from subliminal programming that they're being received through. You know what I mean? It's all Tavistock. It's the shit that you learn. It's the shit that you got when you watch the Roots movies. It's the shit that you got when you saw The Help and The Butler, all of that slave porn. You know what I'm talking about? It's the shit. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. I was going to get explicit, but I'm not going to go there. But there's a certain psychological effect of seeing white men bang your women out. It fucks with your psyche. You understand? The prize in all war are the women. They're sacred. The prize in all wars are women. They are sacred. We would never let other men touch our women. They will both get chopped up in certain situations. We would not let that happen. So psychologically, right? They're kicking our asses because we don't control social media. Niggas don't work for Cambridge Analytica. We don't have no kind of data collection. Niggas is not savvy enough to even go do the shit that the Russians or the Russian bots were doing. You're not curating the content on Facebook to put it in front of white people's faces where you're basically putting them in fear. You're not doing that. You're apologizing to them for all of the fear that they felt over the last 200 years, you know what I'm saying, at the hands of, black people. What's in that? Let me get a sip. That's right. Thank you. Come and say what's up. my little man right here. This is Amir. Say what's up.
Hello.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got to remember psychological warfare. So we're not controlling our media. We're not controlling the information in the way that it's being distributed on social media. They are. And if you study the Cambridge Analytica scandal with Facebook, you can easily see. Go and do the research on Cambridge Analytica, but it's not just Cambridge Analytica. When I was doing the research, it's something called Black Box. That's what the Israeli Mossad is doing. It's Cambridge Analytica. Karl Rove has something called Data 360. It's like 5 of them right now. The Koch brothers have their own data analysis firm and whatnot. So what the data analysis firms can do is they have a way where they were able to go into Facebook and they could put all of the stories of whenever, remember when Philando Castile got killed? And we woke up and we went on social media, and I don't care who you was, the video was right there waiting for you, right? You were like, damn, this shit is all over my timeline. Remember Kanika Jenkins? The video was all over, it went viral on your timeline. You was like, damn, where's this all coming from? Alton Sterling, when they shot him in a parking lot, everything was going viral. It was going all on your timeline. Do you know that through data analytics, through these companies that I was naming and whatnot, they have the power, they have the know-how, and it's not rocket science. It's very easy. It's a Facebook campaign. They could put that right in front of your face. They were able to put that right in front of your face, because remember, all of the people who are on Facebook and social media, Twitter, so all of black Twitter, they were able to capture all of black Twitter, right? Just from their reactions, just from your social media activity, they're able to say, oh, these are these black niggas, these are these black power niggas. All right, they know how to capture. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's if somebody's streaming on Facebook, you know what I mean, and they're known to be, you know, there's somebody that the people are watching. They're able to capture all of the people who are logging in to watch that person. They could get all of your emails and all of your information, and then they'll be able to target, or they'll be able to put certain stories on your timeline and in your feed and whatnot, where they could do what? They could begin to mold your reality. So you'll be like, damn, all I ever see is black people dying. All I ever see is black people catching L's. You know what I'm saying? All I ever see is black death, black trauma. And what does that begin to trigger? PTSD. What does that begin to trigger? Because remember, when you're in fear, or when PTSD is triggered, you niggas can't do nothing. You can't do anything when you're in fear. There's a certain part of your brain that shuts down. So a lot of people is waiting for the world to end. You know what I'm talking about? A lot of people is just withering away. A lot of people just gave up. Like, yo, I'm just going to be a mumble rapper. I'm going into the, you know what I mean? I'm going to follow Tekashi 6ix9ine and whatnot and get the face tat just like him. I'm going to become a blood. You know what I mean? There's a lot of niggas just gave up out of fear. You know what I mean? A lot of people wanted to just, you know, pledge allegiance to the Walking Dead, because ignorance is bliss. It's very easy to listen to Cardi B, the Migos. You know what I'm saying? It's very easy to, you know, just be a part of that wave and not be on the front line anymore, because it hurts on the front line. It's painful on the front line. It's stressful on the front line. You can get buyer's remorse on the front line. So a lot of people unplugged from the Matrix and tried to plug back into the Matrix, like Cypher did. But what happened to Cypher when he went back in the Matrix, eating that steak? You know what I'm talking about? You can't unplug and plug back in, nigga. You're gonna get washed. Has anybody tried to go back after you unplug? Let me know how that shit works out for you. You know? So so not only were they doing that to black people, but remember, they radicalized the white population during the Trump campaign. And like the Cambridge Analytica scandal showed you, they had the information of 50 million white people specifically, because that's who they were aiming for. 50 million of them, or 500 million, it might be 50 million. And they inundated all of these people with all of these negative stories, all of this propaganda, all of this programming. And then on top of that, Fox 5 ramped it up. And then on top of that, Donald Trump poured gasoline on all of that shit because he began speaking to all of the fears, all of the sentiments. Like I said earlier, the white man is the fastest dying species on the planet. So they're dying from deaths of despair. They're dying from alcoholism, opioid abuse, pill popping, meth, crystal meth. They're dying from suicides. White women are leading in suicides, but I heard black teenagers are catching up to them. So they're dying deaths of despair. So when he says, make America great again, it's a trigger. When he says, we're going to give you your jobs back, it's a trigger. There's a tanning of America taking place. What's a tanning of America taking place? During the Obama administration, the 8 years of Obama, there was a tanning of America. Tanning of America translates to niggas was getting it in white America. You know what I'm talking about? They was inside of those caves going in with them Beckys. You dig what I'm saying? It was a lot of hybrids, a lot of Obamas being born during that era. That was creating more of despair to white America because they living in their towns like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, the younger generation is with the shits. So the parents is kind of appalled. Like, my daughter has a face tat. Like, what's going on? And remember the culture. Hip hop became the popular culture during the Obama era. Hip hop became popular culture. It basically took over world culture or popular culture during his era. It was already popping, but during the Obama era, that's when that shit became super duper mainstream. So there's a sentiment among red-blooded white folk where they're like, yo, I will do anything. I will give anything. I will risk anything. You know what I'm talking about? Whatever the fuck you need me to do, I'm willing to do it. So these niggas are not back on top. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to do anything to knock these niggas down. So Steve Bannon, Richard Mercer, Kelly, what's her name? Kelly Conaway, the woman who came up with alt facts. All of these people work for Strategic Communications, SCL, and that SCL is Cambridge Analytica. This is a data mining company akin to, and don't laugh at me because I'm going to make a comparison. I did it in a lecture a year ago when I talked about this, but I compared them to Mars from G.I. Joe with Cobra Commander, right? And if anybody was into the cartoon, Mars was Destro. Remember Destro? Destro was a multi-billionaire businessman who was Cobra Commander was a multi-billionaire businessman who basically utilized his money and his contacts and his resources to do some real white supremacist shit because they weren't like the Illuminati. They were more like white supremacists. You know what I mean? And the company, Cambridge Analytica, remember Dr. Mindbender and all of that? That's how that company operates. Psychological profiling. So if they could psychologically profile you, then what else comes after that? Psychological operations, which are psyops. 90% of war is deception. That's psyops. So there's a humongous psyops taking place amongst not just black people, white people are being psychologically operated on, and they're triggering them and they're radicalizing them. That's why Becky at the water cooler is not how she doesn't treat you the same way that she did when Obama was president. That bitch changed overnight. Didn't she? You know what I'm talking about? Remember Bob and whatnot? He used to go out with you for lunch and whatnot and eat quesadillas and whatnot. He's acting funny. He's saying slick shit. You know? They don't want to, you're not even invited to the carpool anymore. You know, shit like that. You know, they're radicalizing them. They radicalize them. They're blowing dog whistles. They're speaking to them in ambiguous terms. The day that you hear that there's a world war, because there's a trade war with China, so there is a world war brewing. There's a world war about to pop off. So the day that that pops off, you niggas better wear your guns like belts, ties, t-shirts, and motherfucking hoodies, because the purge can happen any minute. And they're not going to announce it. They're not going to say, you know what? I think next week we're going to purge you niggas. You know what I mean? Or we're going to run down, or we're going to, you know, and I'm not, like I said, this is not fear mongering. That's some shit that'll come later on down the line. What you really need to worry about is them drafting your black ass and sending you to Siberia and then dropping a bomb on your head top. You know what I'm talking about? And then, you know, because him and Putin would be on the phone and be like, yeah, we got them niggas on the front line. Go and bomb them. The same thing that they did in Vietnam when what? Black people were rising up. Then they initiated the war with Vietnam, and then they signed up hundreds of thousands of niggas who could have been the black messiahs, and they sent them into the jungles of Vietnam and then killed them. They was carpet bombing niggas, napalming them, sending them on suicide missions, and then they destroyed the movement, and the majority of them came back on dope. The same thing that they're pushing right now from Afghanistan, the opiate epidemic. Your young children, your brothers, the teenagers are dope fiends. The teenagers are dope fiends. They got them on dope. You know what I'm talking about? They got them on pills. They got them on shit that the side effects is like, you know what I mean? Like your nuts will shrink. You know what I mean? You might pop an Adderall and your nuts will shrink. You know all of the side effects from these drugs is crazy. You know what I'm talking about? They got these little niggas looking like they 50 years old. These little niggas is like 12 and shit, looking old faces. They got the old face like shorty that was hugging the police. You know what I'm talking about? So I don't know, I don't know, but don't sign up for no draft. Like don't go out that way. You know what I mean? Don't go out like that. Don't fall for that one. You niggas don't put your G.I. Joe suits on and try to act like you're going to go and fight Vladimir Putin and whatnot. Like, don't do it to yourself. You know what I mean? Do not do it to yourself, because that is going to be a setup. That is going to be a setup. I already see it. I could smell it. You know what I mean? The White House. This is how goofy niggas would be if they even fall for that. The White House said that the killing of black men and women, because they murking the women too, is a local issue. Do you know what that shit translates to? I mean, that's the polite way of saying, nigga, you will never hear Donald Trump talk about you niggas dying in the streets by the hands of the police, because the minute Jeff Sessions got into office, he signed a bill that rescinded all of the civil rights cases, and President Barack Hussein Obama signed the Blue Lives Matter law. The Blue Lives Matter law protects all of these police officers from being persecuted when they kill your ass. Obama did that. And then when Jeff Sessions came in, he said, we're never going to prosecute officers for killing anybody. So you could, I don't know what you niggas are thinking, but you don't even got to waste your time and try to convince us about that, because that's not going to happen. We're not prosecuting our own people for nothing. Jeff Sessions is a cowboy. He's riding. He's a card carrying, flag waving Grand Dragon. Like, he's worried about the black identity extremists and the radical Islamists. That's who they're going to be making moves on. And the gangs, the Billies and them, the red and the blue. You know what I'm talking about? All of the gangs, the drug dealers about to get the drug penalty. He said that they're doing the death penalty for the drug dealers. Then they're going to do the death penalty for the motherfucking gangs after that. So you niggas could sit around and play games if you want. You could come up with every excuse why not to, you know what I mean, to bomb first, But it's crazy. It's a lot of shit going on. You know what I'm saying? And niggas is on playtime. But once again, without all of that being, we still gonna win. Niggas is still dabbing. You know what I'm saying? We still doing what we do. We still turning up. You know what I mean? Do say is on me. If you see me in the club, do say on me. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's still good. You know what I mean? We still twerking. Cardi B is still dropping. Shit is still popping. Do not worry about it. Pay it no mind. You know what I'm talking about? Let this shit fall and, just grab your nuts and do what you got to do. Focus on you, however you see fit. Because I would never get on this live stream. I would never talk to y'all and tell y'all what y'all need to do and what y'all better do, because niggas is not going to do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'll be wasting my time and federally indicting myself for conspiracy. I'm not going to be that guy. So all I would say to you is, I'm just a reporter. I'm just here to give you my version of how I see it. I just call it how I see it. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And my shit is 10 for 10. You know what I mean? I could be wrong, but my shit 10 for 10. So, you know, but I could be. But what's important? You. What's important? Your babies. What's important? Your loved ones. What's important? Your family members. What's important? You know, your network. You gotta work on you. Because when our parents, around the time of Vietnam, the same shit was happening. Niggas was getting clapped down. They done killed Martin Luther King. You know what I'm talking about? They was killing the leaders. You feel me? They was killing, they was trying to knock people out. You know, they was hitting men with bricks and water hoses and dogs and whatnot. And, you know, they had wars popping off. You know what I'm talking about? They were lynching people still. So every generation has its test. But like I said earlier, what is all of this pressure to do to the souls of people who are spiritual? We're only here observing. This is only an experience. You know what I'm talking about? You have so many options to make yourself an immortal, to put your motherfucking name in the bleachers, to make your name immortalized so people will never forget your name. You have many options to do that. Some niggas want to be rappers and actors and immortalize their name in the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and that's how they choose to go out. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas go out with the smoke. You know what I'm saying? That Turner, and that's how their name is immortalized. You have so many ways. 6 million ways to die, my nigga. Choose one. There's 6 million ways to die. One of those ways could make you an immortal. You have the option. So live your motherfucking life. We all got a date. You know what I'm talking about? We all got a date. So live it the best way that you know how. I'm not here to tell you how to do that. You know what I'm talking about? I'm the observer. I'm just watching you twerk. I'm just watching you twerk. I might press the like button, send your ass a heart. I might help release some of them dopamines. You know what I'm talking about? If your twerk is strong. And that's it. And that's it. You know? Winnie Mandela, she's immortalized. She's immortalized. She did her work when she was here. She was brave enough, bold enough, right? Unapologetic enough to stand up on her own fucking 2 feet. She wasn't living on her knees, okay? She wasn't living on her back. She stood up for something, and she's immortalized. We will forever remember the goddess, Winnie Mandela, okay? The mother of South Africa. And when those South Africans get those white farmers the fuck out of here, you dig what I'm saying? And they're able to take back their land and realize a Wakanda for themselves, where they feel comfortable, where they feel like they're in Wakanda, then we know who's going to be responsible for that. And I say Winnie over Nelson. Facts. And I'm not here to compare the two, but Winnie over Nelson, nigga. Okay? She didn't waver. She didn't bend. All right? I don't know what happened to my good brother when he was locked up. They do a lot of stuff to people to break you when you're locked up, when you know, the ops. So I can't necessarily judge Nelson Mandela. But we know that Winnie was a warrior, and she put a lot of pain. She put a lot of work. Okay? She put them soldiers to motherfucking work. That's not a, you know what I mean? You niggas could wait for the biopic on Netflix. I'm not going to be the one to tell you all of the bodies that they caught out there, but she put that work in. She wasn't just talking about it. You know what I'm talking about? Heads was rolling on her watch. Facts. Shit. Fizz like facts. You know what I'm talking about? We ain't over here apologizing for black people catching bodies, you know what I'm saying, against the ops. That's not this channel. You know what I mean? She put in that twerk. You know what I mean? Yeah, she was doing her thing. She was doing her thing. So she was 81. She lived a full life. Whoever whispered in her ear, or whatever spirit was talking to her, or whatever ancestors woke her up, She decided that, yo, I'm gonna live this bitch the fuck out. You know what I mean? The long way. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna live this shit out the long way. I ain't gonna be no sucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna conform to these crackers. I'm not gonna be a bed wench. You know what I'm talking about? I'm not gonna be a prostitute. I'm not gonna be a swirler. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna chase behind the motherfucking people who stole my land, locked my husband up, killed my people, disrespected my whole fucking nation. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be a sacred. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna fall into the into that grave with them. So salute to her. You know, salute to her. You know what I'm saying? She joins a pantheon of some great elders who have made transition. Yo, if you in Atlanta or the surrounding areas on April 22nd, that's in a few weeks. Yeah, Professor Griff, the legend, Brother Red Pill, the legend, Brother Blue Pill, the super legend. We're going to be in the West End doing a lecture called Fear of a Black Planet Part 2. Part 2. We did Part 1 in 2009. A lot of y'all wasn't even awake back then. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all was on snooze patrol. Y'all was in the bed, tucked in, sleeping, sleepwalking. We're going to be in Atlanta in the West End, right across the street from Soul Vegetarian at a new spot called Wadada. It's a health food spot. All right. Beautiful sister is the proprietor of that institution. We're going to be doing more stuff there in the future, but we're going to set it off on April 22nd in Atlanta, Atlantis, ATL, KTL, and a motherfucking ATL. I love Atlanta. We'll be back in the building. You dig what I'm saying? And then the day before, on the 21st, we'll be in Lithonia, Georgia. Sister Soleil, Brother Professor Griff, and your brother Red Pill. We're going to be out there in Lithonia doing a lecture as well. If you go on my Instagram, EL_Filthmore, or if you go on my Facebook, Phil T. Moreland, Moreland, you'll be able to see the flyer, okay? You'll be able to see the advert. If you're a vendor and you want to sell, if you're a small business, an entrepreneur, if you're thinking about starting up your business and you want to, and you know, this is the beginning of spring, Happy New Year to everybody, and you want to spring forward, come on in. It's the blue moon too, so happy blue moon as well. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all should do your candle work. You should do your invocations, your affirmations tonight. Burn some candles. Write down 10 affirmations of things that you want to manifest and bring into fruition. Read them out loud. Affirmations are not prayers. Affirmation is, I will the ancestors to send me the motherfucking bag. The bag that's mine, okay? I have a Goyard bag or a Gucci bag somewhere in heaven with $10 million into it. I want you to deposit it into my account tonight. You know, shit like that. Affirm it. Claim it. It's yours. You're just calling it. It's like, you know what I mean? Like when you go to the ATM, you affirm. When they say, how much do you want? You say, I'm affirming that I want $1,000, and you withdraw. You affirm to the universe. You live in abundance. Everything is already there for you. It's yours. It only comes down this tree of life and manifests into the physical. Ye are rich. Your spiritual bank account overfloweth. You got to tap into that shit. I am that I am. You know what I'm saying? I am that I am. We're on a leg. And if you're with your spouse tonight, you know what I'm talking about? If you're with your boo, if you're with bae, you know, you really could turn the fuck up. Okay? You know what I mean? You really could turn up. You know, that real full moon. Yeah. You know what I mean? That way. You know what I'm saying? That's what, yeah. What up, Jack Kim? You know, that way. So that's what tonight will bring to you. You know what I mean? Take advantage of it. Tap in. You know what I mean? Tap in. It's the New Year's. And it's a blue moon. The second blue moon in a very short span. Very magical. Okay? So with all of the fuck shit going on in the world and whatnot, like I said, it's all fuel. It's all energy. It's all currency. It's energy and motion. It's currency. Tap into it. Pull from it. You dig what I'm saying? You're an alchemist. So you take base metal and you turn it into gold. All right? you turn it into gold. If you want to envision something, some kind of justice, some kind of divine justice to visit those who are treating us with injustice, this is what tonight is about. And when you have those invocations and you finish reading them, you could even burn them or you can bury them. You dig what I'm saying? Poof, be gone. Because when you plant a seed, you don't dig up the dirt and look at the seed as it grows and whatnot. You're not watching it grow. You plant it, you water it, and you let it do what the fuck it got to do. So you do your invocations, you put that idea out there, and then you let it do what it do. I used to have a vision board. The vision board would have pictures of what it is that I wanted to manifest, or visions of what it is that I want to manifest. Me and the queen, we would be staring at the vision board when we were in a intimate, positions. You know what I'm saying? When these two spirits or these two energies, you know how two magnets come together? If two magnets come together and they're attracted to each other, they smash. They come together. That's what magnets do. So that feeling that you get when you're one with your mate, you know what I mean? You don't feel like individuals anymore. You feel like one. You know what they talk about, the one? That's that sacred act. That sacred act is the conjoining or the what's the word? I'm looking for the magic word. It's escaping me. You know what I mean? The copulation. That's not the magic word, but I'm just dragging. I'm grabbing the word that might fit. And when y'all come together in the sacred act, you become one. You ever did it with the lights out? You know what I'm talking about? And you feel like you're in some fucking another alternate universe. I don't know how y'all be feeling, but I could talk for myself. And that's that magical power. That's that sex magic power. That's a manifestation power. That's you returning to the source. That's the one. You're scouring this motherfucking planet looking for who? The one. That's the only thing that we're doing here. I say it before. All of this shit is window dressing. Don't let me take all of this stuff off. This is all ideas. This is all manifestation of man. All of this stuff is just window dressing to complete our ultimate goal. And our ultimate goal, if everything got blown away tomorrow, all of the buildings were gone, all of the motherfucking cars were gone, all of the clothes were gone, we would still have the natural instinct to procreate, to multiply. You understand? Your dead Jesus will still resurrect whenever you saw Mary. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? It's late at night, so I can't get too, but the resurrection, dead Jesus, resurrection, when Mary comes around. Jesus is dead. Jesus is up. Okay? That's what the fuck we here to do. I mean, I'm just trying to strip down the whole shit. Like, everything else is just a part of that. It's just a part of that. So, we should treat it like it's sacred. We shouldn't treat it like it's just anything, because it's not. You understand? It's not anything. It's not anything. Oh shit. It's special, it's sacred, it's magical. Sex magic. Go and research Pascal Beverly Randolph. That's a black man. Paschal Beverly Randolph. He was the master at that. He broke it down. He broke the shit down. Manifestation energy. All right. Shout out to all of the couples that are out there. Shout out to everybody that's in love, that shows love, that exudes love, that knows what love is, that uses love to heal, that know that love is the most powerfulest energy on the motherfucking planet. We don't ever have to hate anybody. All we have to do is start loving each other again. All we have to do is understand what love is. All we have to do is shut out all of this negative energy that keeps taking us so far away from the love principle, and it has us like these fucking beasts who, you know what I mean? We're becoming like the people who we despise the most because we want to be like them, because we want to look like them, because we want to be accepted by them, because we're trying to fit into their backwards reality. They don't come with love. They're not of love. They act like they are. They're the best fucking thespians on the planet. They know how to mimic the shit, but they're not of the source. Sorry to burst your bubble. We are that. We have to get back to that. That's what's going to defeat these crackers. That's what's going to defeat the motherfucking man. That's what's going to defeat the, whatever you want to call it. The Peckerwood. You know what I mean? Whatever name you want to attribute it to them. That's what's going to defeat them. They don't want to see us happy. They don't want to see us in love. They came and broke up the households with the motherfucking Section 8 and all of that other stuff for a reason. They disrupted something that we had, and we have not been right ever since. It is a reason for that. It is a reason for that. We have to get back to us. And I'm not your love guru. I don't even know how the fuck to do it. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure it out myself. It's something that, it's going to be a concerted effort that we all have to put our hands on deck. And I'm not on some old fake ass flower child. Let's just be in love and not give, not come with the smoke. No, I love you, so I'll kill for you. You know what I'm talking about? I love you, so I will bang like I'm fucking crazy to keep that motherfucking love going strong. That's what it's going to produce. Don't ever get it fucked up. All right? People who win wars don't win wars with hate on their heart. Them niggas win war because they got love. They love the woman whose house they left. It's the love of those babies that they kind of go back to. It's the fact that they know if they lose the war, that their women will get pillaged and plundered. And they don't love that. So that shit will turn you into motherfucking the Avengers. You know what I'm talking about? That shit will turn you into the Incredible Hulk. So love your people. Love yourself first. Love your people. Love your race. Love those who are on your frequency. Love your alikes. You understand? Love your children. Love your parents. Because they brought you here, even if they flawed, even if they fucked up, even if they hurt you. You chose them for the experience and the lesson. You understand? Forgive them with some love. I love my brother STEPHON Clark. I forgive him for his coonery. You know what I mean? I forgive him for whatever displays of ignorance that he may have shown himself and black women. You understand? I forgive that man. And hopefully he will be avenged. And hopefully he would be, he would be held up to a higher standard. You know what I mean? Maybe his brother Stephante is going to come forward with his journal and avenge him. You know, I'm talking about anything can happen in this reality. So it is what it is. But I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up on America. I'm not giving up on my people. I'm not giving up on the knuckle draggers. I'm not giving up on these ignorant niggas with, they with their pants hanging down telling you to kiss their ass. I'm not saying that I'm caping for them or I'm here to save them. I'm just not giving up on them. I'm not going to disconnect. I'm not going to cut the cords of energy from them because I know where the fuck I came from. You dig what I'm saying? I know that I sat in jail cells. I sat in rooms. You know what I'm saying? I sat in motherfucking graves with these niggas. So I know their qualities are redeemable. Some of them. So, yeah. Some of them. And that's about it. But I'm going to sign out. You know what I'm saying? I think we had a good session tonight. I got more smoke, but I'm going to hold on to that shit. I'm going to hold on to it. There's a lot of things going on throughout the week. We'll talk about some more stuff during the week. We'll probably come back and do another stream on Friday, maybe. If anybody's in Houston, Texas, hit me on the inbox if you want me to do a pop-up in Houston, Texas, because I'll be out there with my baby girl. You know what I'm saying? So hit me on my inbox. I'm going to be in family mode, but I definitely would love to see anybody that's out there in Texas that want to chop it up. I'm talking about. Hit me on the inbox, or if you see this on YouTube, leave it in the comment section. You know what I mean? Shout out to my brothers in Houston, Texas, Raspy Rawls, Pop Darby, Talik. I'm talking about all of the brothers and sisters out there, RJ, my sister Clark, you know what I mean? All of the fam out there in Texas and Houston, loving like KT is in Dallas. Salute to him and his, everybody. You know what I'm talking about? You know, salute to Blue Pill. Like I said, this album that we're gonna put out on the 4th is powerful. You know what I mean? It's just part of the chapters. It's a continuation of Scorpion King. You know, it's a double album. One side is basically Blue Pill, and the other side is me and him doing our twin thing. So salute to that brother. He put in a lot of work. I'm very happy. I'm very pleased. And what he's done, you know, he's did his thing. So we're gonna leave out. Shout out to Kambada, the legend. You know what I mean? Kambada did his thing. You know, yeah. Salute to everybody though. I had fun tonight. Salute to all y'all. Y'all gave me the energy. I draw off of your energy. You know what I mean? Not the other way around. I'm feeding off of your positivity. I'm feeding off of your love. I'm feeding off of your light. All of that. So I love all of y'all. I respect all of y'all. And we will get up again. You already know. All right? Peace and love.
For the self-help wealth, only play the cards I was dealt. If you ever struggle, I know how you felt. For the self-help wealth, never set your crown on the shelf. I've been living like I'm fighting for the belt. For the self-help wealth, only play the cards I was dealt. If you ever struggle, I know how you felt. For the self-help wealth, never set your crown on the shelf. I've been living like I'm fighting for the belt. Yeah. It's all about the blue Benjamins, smooth renderings, over crude instruments, rude sentiments. Why y'all always complaining? True gentlemen, I ain't with no debating. You don't know me, jabroni. I'm just saying, red and blue, purple like Prince, always raining. Tony, Californicating. A few incidents led to two rinsing then. News mentioning who sent for them. Had to get Nori, a true hindrance. You mentioned him, renders you impotent. I thought you was harder than two gentlemen looking to do lewd incidents. You rendering a reality. The you incident through a galaxy centered on a fallacy. Now you lost in space.
Yo, wait till y'all hear what Brother Rich got planned. The next lecture coming up. Fuego.
Now you lost in space. Opportunities are hourly. Tossed away when you talked or walked away of the cowardly. If they conquer the mind, which launches design and imagery, they don't have to physically overpower me. Shit, I will religiously offer dowry to be married to their hourly wage of sin. The waves of the slaves are in. Once again, gotta go back to a time when we were paid in calories. Shit, we was famous then. Say my name again, I'm gaining strength. For the self-help wealth, only play the cards I was dealt. If you ever struggle, I know how you felt. For the self-help wealth, never set your crown on the shelf. I've been living like I'm fighting for the belt. For the self-help wealth, only play the cards I was dealt. If you ever struggle, I know how you felt. For the self-help wealth, never set your crown on the shelf. I've been living like I'm fighting for the belt. That cloth talk, that chinchilla, red pillar, man in the mirror. My father has many mansions. My mind travels like city Hamptons.